Welcome to the Athlete Insights Podcast, hosted by Yash Pad Day, a podcast focused on letting athletes tell their journeys in their sport.
Welcome into another episode of the Athlete Insights Podcast. Today I've got my guest, Alicia Barnachea. She's the Community Relations Coordinator, I believe, for the Cincinnati Cyclones and game presentation as well, mixed in between. So, Alicia, appreciate you. I know you guys just finished up your season. We were talking off camera a little bit, finished up your season, so I appreciate you hopping on and chopping it up with me.
I'm always excited to reconnect with an old friend and kind of share a little bit about my sports journey today.
For sure, for sure. So taking it back to kind of the beginning of the process, like when was the first time you really, got exposed to sport, and sport in general?
Yeah, so I grew up, I didn't necessarily play sports right out of the womb.
Hmm.
Um, as I got into middle school, I started getting a little bit more interested in sport, volleyball, track, basketball, swimming, softball, all the things. I really want to build connections
Hmm.
and be a part of a team. That is something I enjoy most about sports is how camaraderie can
Hmm.
lead to great success.
Yep.
And win or lose on the court, like you end up with great friends at the end of the day.
Yep.
There's so many things that sport can bring into your life, even stories of your teammates, memories that you have. And when I was in high school, one of my teammates went through a pretty tough experience.
Mm.
She was diagnosed with brain cancer,
Mm.
DIPG,
Mm.
and through her story of playing college basketball, she was able to inspire others
Mhm.
to go after their passions, what they love,
Yeah.
and to firely raise tons of awareness and money for a very rare brain cancer.
Awesome.
And I saw that through the storytelling aspects of our local news station. So to see the power of sport and storytelling come to life firsthand,
Hmm.
and to be there along for that ride,
Yeah.
I wondered, how can I be a part of telling someone's story? And that's really what got me interested in studying journalism and telecommunications at Ball State University.
For sure.
And yeah,
What,
um,
what was
I
your?
played.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
and I just played sports in
Uh-huh.
high school still,
Yeah.
and I did some rec stuff in college.
Awesome.
It's just a fun way to be a part of something bigger.
And did you have, I know you said the storytelling aspect in high school kind of got you into the journalism program. Did you have a journalism like experience or aspect in the at your high school, or kind of how did you get involved with your journalism program in your high school if you had one? And can you talk about that?
So my school did not offer a journalism program,
Mm.
but I loved writing, I loved reading,
Hmm.
and I was also part of show choir and theater.
Yeah.
So I was not too shy when it came to talking to others and chattering. So it just felt kind of like a natural fit to go into journalism.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And you said you played sports in high school. Can you kind of detail what sports you did play and kind of how did what impact or what did you learn some takeaways from playing sport at the high school level?
Yeah, I swam and I played
Right.
volleyball and I played a
Right.
little bit of basketball.
Nice.
And unfortunately, my career ended a little bit shorter because of a knee injury. And
Mhm.
I think it taught me a lot about persistence and overcoming.
Yep.
And I was able to find other outlets like
Mhm.
show choir and theater to
Awesome.
really express myself.
Yeah.
So through that tough loss, I was able to take a backseat and still be a spectator and support and find some other passions that I had.
Gotcha, gotcha. And with athletes that I have here, I talk about their recruiting process to the school that they've been at. So I want to ask you, like, were you looking at other schools along with Ball State, and kind of how did you realize that Ball State was the school that you were meant to be at?
So I was looking at a few other
Mhm.
Mid-American Conference schools.
Okay.
Uh, Miami University in Oxford was actually my top choice. They have the hockey program there, and that is what really drew me that
Yeah,
direction.
yeah,
But after I stepped foot onto Ball State's campus, and I saw firsthand the offerings that their media program had to offer,
yeah.
it was it was top notch. And I got to sit and meet with some professors and students there.
Mhm.
and hearing their experience and how they got to be hands on and get those reps in college,
Uh-huh.
it made the world's difference.
Yeah.
At some schools, I'm not going to say which,
Yeah.
you don't get those opportunities your freshman year
Yeah.
to get involved and have those hands on moments. The great thing about college is that's the time where you get to make those reps fall a couple of times,
Yeah.
learn the really tough things so you can grow as a professional and really hone in on what you really like.
No, for sure, for sure. And it's great that you say that because again, very similar story to you as looking at Miami University. Now, that was my first visit was Miami University because we used to live in Cincinnati at the time and in Mason, Ohio. And so I took that visit, but then Ball State picked that because when was at a career fair at my high school, Ball State was there and they talked about their journalism program and kind of how all these experience like I had all these experiences and things that you could do early on at Ball State that you could not, like you said, at other schools and other aspects. So it's great to kind of see the parallels there with your journey and kind of how I approached it as well. And can you talk about the your kind of experience at Ball State? You participated in several things. You were part of Newslink Indiana. We were together at Cardinal Sports Live. Um, and can you talk about your experience, those experiences at Ball State, kind of how they shaped you?
Yeah, at Ball State, I was able to do student media.
Mhm.
But in addition to student media, one of the main pillars of Ball State is beneficence, which is
Yeah,
giving back.
yeah.
So I was involved with Kappa Delta Sorority,
Mm,
Prevent Child Abuse America, Girl
awesome.
Scouts of America, and I was a Girl Scout troop leader and Ball State Dance Marathon. So in addition to my student media, I was able to find meaningful moments of giving back to
Hmm.
the community that I was in
Yeah,
at that time. And in addition to that, you mentioned that I participated in Newslink Indiana, Cardinal Sports Live. Um, I was an ambassador for the journalism program,
yeah.
and I was a part of the student advisory council for the telecommunications department.
Mm-hmm.
So that oversaw all of the groups that you could be a part of at Ball State. And the reason why I decided to be a part of that program is I saw firsthand
Hmm.
how impactful getting involved in student media and different organizations on campus
Hmm.
can make or break your future.
Yeah,
There's so many opportunities for you in college
yeah,
that you may not get once you're out in the real field. It's going to be a little bit tougher. Not saying that there aren't opportunities that exist,
yeah,
but man, it's such a blessing to be in an environment where you have so many things that you can pick and choose from.
yeah,
Also, I was a part of Cardinal Sports Live, which was
yeah,
a morning talk show that
yeah.
was weather focused and family fun and all the fun, entertaining things you can do in the upcoming weekend at Muncie.
Great.
Really great times with Celia, the producer there. She's the best.
Yeah, no, it's everybody there. Ball State really felt, and I'm sure you felt that too. Really felt like the journalism program really felt like a second family for me. So I'm assuming you kind of had the same experience there in that process. And as I mentioned, I teach sport management. I really like to teach and mentor young people. And obviously, we had some great professors at Ball State. Susie Smith, to name her, Terry Heifetz, couple good professors that we had. And so. Can you talk about the impact that the journalism professors at Ball State, Tim Underhill, just another name that comes to mind, the professors at Ball State had on you during your time at Ball State, kind of what they did to shape how you approach your job now?
Yes. Man, I would say I would have to thank Ryan Sparrow and Colleen
Uh-huh.
Steffen.
Yeah.
They sat down with me and they pretty much told me, you're gonna have to work hard to make this happen.
Yeah.
You are capable of doing this. And the fact that they sat down and just spoke their words into me,
Mhm.
um, I feel like looking back, like I was appreciative, but I wish I was even more appreciative because they held such a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And Susie Smith, God bless that woman. I love that woman to
Oh
death.
yeah. Oh yeah.
She she made me work harder than anything I've ever done. She always pushed me to be better, to do better.
Yeah.
Um, And I miss being able to just step into her office and Terry Heifetz.
Yeah.
I miss his giggle.
Yeah.
He's,
I mean, I
it's a
know.
small thing. Like
Yeah.
when you're looking back and you're reminiscing, it's like, oh my gosh,
Oh
like
yeah.
I love Muncie, but I have not gone back since I graduated, and
Yeah.
I honestly feel a little awful about it.
I
Life
know.
has just been so busy, and I also after we graduated, the world kind of shut down. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
We were the
I
last
we
like
had
normal class to graduate.
yes, we were like the last normal class because respectfully, so
Yeah. Yeah. Respect.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Whew.
it's wild. I was just reminiscing with like our friend Cody Emerson and our mutual friends and Trey Moses, who you know, who's part of our friend group, and we were saying it's been what 7 years. It's wild to think how long it's been since we we graduated. So it's crazy in that process. And after college, you had a plethora of experiences in journalism in the sport industry. You worked for the Cincinnati Reds. Now you're with the Cincinnati Cyclones. Can you talk about what is a day in your life as will you work for the Cincinnati Cyclones? What's your day in the life in your current role?
So, a day in my life in my current role is never the same.
Okay.
Like you mentioned early on, I am the game operations and
Hmm.
community outreach coordinator. So, I wear multiple hats in our organization. Our organization is no more than 40 people. So, it's a lot of fun opportunities I get to have.
So
Each day is a new day to try something new.
yeah,
I'm really lucky I'm not a brain surgeon because I get to find ways to make people smile and get them to fall in love with the game of hockey.
for sure.
So the trends may change. Right now, it's 6-7, um, figuring out silly crowd cams.
Yeah,
Because you know what? A good portion of our fans that come to our games, they're first time hockey viewers, our participants.
for sure.
And there's nothing more than there's nothing that I would want more than a kid to fall in love with the game that I love so much
For sure.
and to help support them through their journey if they so choose to want to play or learn how to skate. Uh, Through our foundation, we offer Learn to Skate and Learn to Play programming, and we
Mhm.
also have our Junior Cyclones program. So, in addition to owning the arena, Heritage Bank Center,
Yeah.
we own our practice facility, Queen City Sportsplex, which has two sheets of ice with a third being built. And
Yeah.
we also have a massive set of basketball courts and volleyball courts. And we're able to host a whole bunch of youth events and
Mhm.
outreach up there.
Yeah.
So some days I'm doing a Girl Scout event. Some days I'm at the School Creative Performing Arts doing some career exploration with Adopt a Class. And some days I'm writing scripts or editing videos. With it being the off season right now, I just wrapped up our award nominations.
Oh,
So the league, they do a handful of awards for game operations, specialty night of the year, specialty jersey, inclusive spirit, community service. So it's just reflecting on all the hard work that each of the teams in the league have put into to make our league better,
yeah.
to
No,
really highlight all the wonderful things that we as a league have been able to do. So this season has been a whirlwind. So that's kind of what a normal day in my life looks like. Some days I'm watching Twister, or
there you
you
go.
know what? You got to be a teammate and you got to be friends with your friend Twister.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to be that supportive teammate and help out wherever help is needed, especially when you're in the minor league sports world.
Yeah. It's
There's
it's
a lot
it's
of
all
hats
yeah.
that you wear at the same time.
For sure. For sure. And I mean, it's awesome to see kind of what you're doing. I see all over Instagram and LinkedIn. So it's awesome to see kind of what you're doing and kind of how, like you said, wearing a multitude of hats and really contributing, being that good teammate to your coworkers and to the fans, and really, doing the best you can for the fans. And that's what it's all about. So before we end here, always talk about, I mentioned early on, like Susie Smith has been a great mentor for both of us, and Ryan, you mentioned Ryan Sparrow and Terry Heifetz and Tim Underhill, and but I want to kind of pose a question to you: is if you're, talking to young women in high school who want to work in sport, who want to be a part of sport, whether at the minor league, at the majors, kind of where they want to go. What's a piece of advice that you'd give to young women who want to get into sport?
That is very tough. Because there's so many things I want to tell them.
Yeah.
Number one, you are capable. Number two, you need to build your confidence in yourself and in your skill set.
Mhm.
Because if you yourself are struggling to say, I am good at this, you're going to count yourself out of a lot of opportunities.
Mhm.
It's not cockiness.
Yeah.
It's knowing what you are truly good at,
Yeah.
reevaluating your skills and saying, I'm good at these three things
Yeah.
and I want to learn more.
Mhm.
Um, Being able to be a lifetime learner and always being a helping hand is going to serve you well.
Yeah.
It's not going to come easy. You are going to fall down a few times, and that's okay. I fell down a handful of times, and my job in sports was not necessarily right out of college. I
Mhm.
had internships.
Yeah.
I worked at a law firm. I was a daycare teacher. In
Yeah.
addition to doing all these different
Thanks.
seasonal roles at
Yeah.
these sports teams before I got my full-time role.
Yeah.
It's not just going to happen overnight. It may for some people, and it's okay to be happy for them, support them, uplift them. It's not a competition. And
Yeah.
next, the girl to your left and to your right,
Yeah.
we're in this together.
Yeah.
So just know that every stop on your journey to your destination, you had that stop for a reason. Even the stops that I didn't quite enjoy, I learned so much about myself, what
Mhm.
I need in my workplace, and kind of ways to better myself.
Yeah.
So that
That's
is the plethora of advice that
yeah.
I'm giving the youth.
No, it's awesome, right? And like I said, I always, that's the reason I got into teaching, because I had such great mentors from the high school level to Ball State to when I was at Memphis and my master's and then my PhD, being able to give back and in my current position being the mentor. So I always want to always ask, and I mean, it's great insight and great advice that you just gave there. And it's awesome to see that and see what you're doing and see you flourishing in your role and doing well and going through that process. So, but that's all the time we have for this episode of the Athlete Insights podcast. Again, I want to thank Alicia for coming on. I'll have your social media on the video and in YouTube and on Spotify, so you can follow Alicia along her journey with the Cincinnati Cyclones and beyond. And then my podcast you can follow on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you get a podcast, you'll find this one. So, Alicia, appreciate you. It's been great to it's great to reconnect. Like I said, we need to stay more in touch as we move forward. But great to reconnect, and we'll see you next time.